Welcome to this moment of reflection, where we dive deep into the wisdom that guides and sustains us, even when the path ahead seems daunting. You may have faced times when you feel powerless or alone. It's during these moments that spiritual truths hold the power to transform us. Today, let's explore these powerful assurances and consider how we can apply them personally, drawing encouragement to navigate life with greater faith and peace. As we go through these teachings, we'll uncover lessons on resilience, love, and trust that can truly impact our lives. Let's dive in. Strength and weakness. Finding hope in 2 Corinthians 12:09. The verse in 2 Corinthians 12:09 holds a powerful reminder. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. It's an invitation to lean into our vulnerabilities rather than shy away from them. Often, society teaches us to hide our weaknesses. To put on a brave face. But here, we are told that acknowledging our weakness allows divine strength to uplift us. Imagine a time when life felt overwhelming. Instead of facing that alone, there's an invitation here to rely on something greater, to tap into a strength beyond ourselves. I find this truth inspiring because it goes against the grain of our self-sufficient culture. It's freeing to think that we don't have to have all the answers and that we can find peace in leaning on a love that carries us through. This perspective is about embracing grace. Understanding that grace means not having to do it all alone. We are supported by a love that asks for our hearts more than our strength, inviting us to trust fully. What would life look like if we surrendered more, letting grace meet us right where we are? God's unbreakable love. Assurance from Romans 8:38-39. Romans 8:38-39 affirms that nothing, neither life nor death, past nor future, can separate us from God's love. When we face struggles, doubts, or even feel abandoned, this message can be a profound comfort. It speaks to an unbreakable bond. One that remains despite our circumstances or our mistakes. This kind of love isn't about earning approval. It's freely given. Think of the most difficult time you faced and how isolating it may have felt. This verse promises that even in isolation, love surrounds us. Reflecting on these words, I am reminded of times in my life when things seemed too heavy to bear. Yet, through moments of quiet reflection, I sensed that love was still there, anchoring me. Sometimes we need to be reminded that we're not walking alone, no matter how solitary our journey feels. It's like a light that doesn't dim, no matter how dark our surroundings become. What would change if we saw our challenges as opportunities to feel that love more deeply, to remember that it never leaves? Living with trust, embracing life's challenges with faith. We often wonder how to maintain hope when life presents overwhelming challenges. The assurance that God's favor surrounds us, like a shield, can give us courage to move forward. Think of it as a gentle reminder that there's a higher purpose and protection surrounding us. Even when circumstances are confusing, we are invited to trust that life's hurdles are not meant to break us, but to strengthen our faith. Imagine approaching each day with this assurance. seeing challenges not as punishments but as opportunities to grow. From this perspective, trials become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Whenever I face difficulty, I find it helpful to remember that I am never facing it alone. Life's hardships become a way for me to grow in courage and resilience, not only for myself but for those around me. Could we start to view life's obstacles as chances to deepen our trust, to find strength not in avoidance but in presence? A prayer for strength and wisdom. As we reflect on these spiritual truths, let's enter a moment of prayer to ask for clarity and strength. Life's journey requires guidance, and wisdom is a treasure that can reveal unseen opportunities, even in the darkest times. Let's take this moment to open ourselves up, asking for a clear vision, for strength to face today, and for grace that helps us see beyond our struggles. Heavenly Father, we ask for your guidance. Illuminate our path, giving us the courage to move forward. Help us see our circumstances not as barriers, but as ways to grow. Open our spiritual eyes, Lord, to the grace that surrounds us, and may we embrace every step with faith. Let us feel your strength in our weakness, and may your wisdom light our way. Prayer offers us a chance to pause, to reconnect with what truly matters, and to center ourselves in peace. Commitment to follow, embracing the path of faith. The journey of faith calls for commitment, as illustrated in Matthew 16:24-25. These verses encourage us to set aside self-interest and follow a path that may not always be easy. We're invited to find meaning beyond our personal gains and to trust that there's a greater purpose in living a life aligned with higher values. This teaching is about self-sacrifice, which can sound daunting, but it's also about liberation from the need to control every outcome. When we let go of the need to navigate every step on our own terms, life takes on new meaning. The lesson here is that true fulfillment doesn't come from what we achieve, but from how we live our values. A question I often ask myself is, am I moving through life in a way that reflects love, trust, and humility? When we commit to this journey, we find that even the hardest days have purpose. It's like tuning our hearts to a deeper song, one that connects us to something greater than ourselves. Living with humility, seeking more of God's will, less of ours. Humility is a path to inner peace, where we align ourselves with something greater. It reminds us that life isn't about glorifying our own achievements, but about serving others and showing compassion. When we step aside from our desires, it allows space for grace to flow, for kindness to grow, and for our lives to be lights for others. A humble heart doesn't mean diminishing ourselves. It means recognizing that we're part of a larger picture. I find that in moments of humility, life feels more connected, richer in meaning. There's a freedom in letting go of personal ambition and focusing instead on living with purpose. When we seek more of you, Lord, and less of me, we invite peace, resilience, and compassion into our lives. Could humility be the key to finding deeper joy and fulfillment? Final trust and thanksgiving. Embracing each day with gratitude. Living with trust and thanksgiving allows us to move through life with an open heart. Gratitude is about appreciating what we have, and trust is the bridge that connects us to a future filled with hope. These teachings remind us that no matter what life holds, we are never alone and never without love. Reflecting on these promises, I find strength to face each day with hope. Gratitude reminds me to see the beauty in each moment, and trust helps me embrace life's uncertainties with courage. Could living with trust and gratitude be the foundation for a peaceful life where every challenge brings growth? In this journey, we've explored the power of grace, the assurance of unbreakable love, and the peace found in trust and humility. Each of these principles invites us to live with greater resilience and compassion. Life will always have its challenges, but the spiritual truths we've reflected on today offer us a pathway to walk through these challenges with courage and faith. So, the next time you face a moment of doubt or fear, remember, grace meets you where you are, love surrounds you unfailingly, and trust lights the way forward. May these insights bring peace, and may they remind us that we are never alone.